Sound okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Good.
And looks like we're up. Live as can be.
Holy moly. Live. Yes, Michael, we're live, which is,
Which
you
is
want to say it or I want to say it?
it's better than the alternative, and it's a great thing to be able to say we're alive.
Well, it's certainly better than Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
We may as well just get it started now.
We haven't figured out how Lindsey Graham could have gone through all those years fooling me into thinking he was just a schlub when he was a fabulous, talented, remarkable politician all along.
Amazing. Absolutely. How could have we missed that?
I somehow just let that one roll by me. I didn't appreciate him for the genius that he was all those years.
By the way, Michael Knight, New York Vinnie. He's Michael Knight. I'm New York Vinnie. He's in Pasadena. I'm in Seattle. We broadcast to the entire world. We get people from different countries, no doubt people from different worlds that
Like
listen to
Spolpakia.
us.
The Spolpakians tune in by the millions.
Well, they get the show for free. So,
Well, they should.
I mean, that's what our concession, our love of Spolpakia as a country and as a community enables us to provide this show for them for free Monday through Friday at about 10:10 or so. We like to say or so because,
That's the more accurate term.
yeah, if we tell you 10:10 and then you tune in at 10:10 and we come on at 10:11, you're pissed off. We don't want to piss you off. We want to get you to listen. So 10:10 or so, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're here for your education, delectation, and consternation. Yes, Lindsey Graham is being hailed by the right, the center, as a man of substance, as a man of admiration, both effusively for the people he worked with and from the people he worked with. He was a part of the three amigos, Joe Lieberman, John McCain, and Lindsey Graham.
Anything to do with the Lindsey Graham that we think we know, that was able to say to Donald Trump at one time, you're the worst politician. The only thing that we should do is be rid of you. We have to be cautious in how we take our next steps because Donald Trump is leading us into the destructive period of our history. Or just shine all that and just say they were fabulous friends and always loved one another with great respect for each other.
That Graham would try to make you believe, depending on which year you caught up with him, that he was that Donald Trump was the greatest thing or the crappiest thing that ever happened to this country. No doubt in his mind, and that's Graham's mind, as I'm sure that his dying breath, his dying words were, "Boy, I would love to suck your dick," directed at Donald Trump, because he was nothing if not inconsistent, inaccurate, and inconsolable when it came to watching people with their critiques of the President of the United States. He wanted to have him shot. He wanted to have him tried on charges of treason. He wanted to have them, and you name it. And Lindsey Graham was just as loud and vociferous in his praise of Donald J. Trump as he was in the moments before he was elected, when he did all he could to rip Donald Trump apart. So he was nothing if not inconsistent.
And considered to be today being described as a great international man when it came to affecting the outcomes of the long-term relationship with Ukraine, with Russia, with Europe, with the Far East. He was considered to be a great influence on our thoughts about international relations. I wasn't aware of that. Just didn't pick up the fact that Lindsey Graham did not seem to be a great element of our foreign policy. I did not have that impression.
I find it disgusting, to say the least, that people, the news media especially, and this is something that we've talked about time and time again, and we'll, I'm sure, continue to talk about as much as we can. Uh, the for to watch Dana Bash go on uh, go on the CNN cable news channel. That's the channel that's supposed to supply people with information unbiased and unwavering. It's supposed to be true. It's supposed to be information that you can rely on. For her to go on and start singing the praises of the late Senator Lindsey Graham is nothing short of ridiculous. It insults my intelligence. That
it makes me angry, as Michael Corleone would say. That insults my intelligence and make me very angry.
Yeah, that this person would not just stick with what she thought and what she would say to people when not on the camera. That he was a buffoon. He was, at the very least, a person who did nothing but waver on his love for the ex-president. I mean, his love for the current president and the ex-president at one time. It was disgusting to me to see how this person, how her, and the media are falling all over themselves this morning to sing the praises of Lindsey Graham. It's disgusting. It's sad. It insults my intelligence as a human being, and it makes me feel like you give not one iota of a fuck of how intelligent you think I am. You must look into the camera at that facility that you're sitting in New York or Los Angeles or wherever it is, and must say, I am now going to broadcast to the stupidest people on the face of the earth. And if I were to believe you in what you were saying, I would say you were right. Excuse you.
There's some drilling going on in our building.
For oil or anyway.
I don't know if you're going to be there it goes again.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just this ridiculous assumption on these people's part, and it insults my intelligence, and it makes me just switch it over to CBC or another non-American media company or facility that will not treat me like an idiot. I am insulted by the way you're treating me. You're treating me lower than Lindsey Graham.
He was a controversial character, not a middle of the road, reliable, sensible
He was a liar. He was a two-face. He was a tool in the most literal sense of the word, in that he opened himself up to be used by anybody who could buy him, or anything that could buy him. The only thing he was good at was to play the board so that he could wind up with another re-election when his previous re-election, when his previous election was successful. He was able to, I think he was going now for his fifth term. 5 times 6, fourth, right? Fourth or fifth, I forget. But so it insults my intelligence. Many people aren't, he must have been such a nice guy. And respectfully, if this all hadn't gone down and we had come up with the, we had this guy passed away, and I would come on and say, well, Lindsey Graham was gone, and God rest his soul. I would give him that much respect, and that's it. But if you're going to go on and you're going to praise this guy like that and treat him like he was something that he wasn't.
He was not an extraordinary senator. He simply was not.
Well, no, he was an extraordinary liar. He had that one thing that the Trump people seem to have in overabundance. That is the ability to stand in front of a camera, look into it, and lie. Not even to be believed. Whether you're believed or not is not even the point of the exercise. It's just that you stood up there in your $1,000 suit and looked into the camera and lied to people and sang the praises of Donald Trump. And they switched the camera away from you as quickly as possible so that you might not slip up and say, did I just say that? So that you wouldn't have a chance to look at what you just said as a an exercise in saying, do I believe that? Well, you could not start to think about what you were saying and consider the lies that you were telling the American people who had entrusted you with their votes, with their confidence, with whoever it was, which believe you me, was an ever-growing smaller amount of people by the day. I mean, I believe in respect for the dead, Michael, but that's when the dead respect people. Lindsey Graham didn't appear to have any respect for anybody, except those who were going to enrich himself, and
I wonder who's going to replace him on a temporary basis, and
his
then
sister.
What will be that's possible? Has that already been announced?
Well, it's not been announced yet, but is expected to be announced this morning. His sister Darlene, I guess, who Graham raised from being a little child after his parents were too busy to raise them themselves.
He adopted her, am I right?
And trusted, yeah. And you know why he adopted her?
No, I don't.
So that she could enjoy his government benefits.
I see.
So it wasn't, he's, let's, I'm going to adopt her because I want to do good by her. It was, in essence, a scam to cheat the government out of money. A paperwork thing to say that, yeah, we can get over a few $100 a month. And now we're going to see that scam enforced again by the governor of South Carolina. I guess appointing her. I guess that's how they do it. Yes. Appointing her as the next senator from that state. Again, nothing official, but that seems to be the way many news media outlets are reporting that it's going to lay out this morning.
And that was a suggestion that Trump made, that the sister take his spot on the temporary basis, and then somebody else, a number of candidates could run for the seat that's going to be open and replace Lindsey Graham with a suitable candidate from South Carolina.
Yeah, somebody, see if they can find somebody who's just a sniveling liar like Lindsey Graham was. I'm sorry if I'm being overzealous here or mean or not speaking well of the dead, but Lindsey Graham sent his share of people off to their deaths, sent his share of innocent people, of men and women who signed up to serve this country, off to their deaths for, in many cases, no good reason. The guy never met a war he didn't like. He in the days of hawks and doves, he was a hawk.
And it's kind of hard to put the positive spin on the Trump war, but Lindsey did manage to endorse it every step of the way. And the end result is the Strait of Hormuz is closed once again. I guess we have a naval blockade in place. The Iranians are willing to continue this war if we are, and we are. We can't get the memorandum of understanding to serve as a starting point for negotiations. They can't agree now on what they agreed on before. And the mess that we're in with this war in Iran is increasing. The mess gets bigger. The mess gets more uncleanable. You're never going to clean it up. And the breadth and the number of countries involved in this war, worse now than at the very beginning, where Iran responds to our attacks with their own attacks, but then just to have it in good measure, they launched a few missiles into United Arab Emirates and Qatar and Bahrain and anybody else that happens to be nearby.
Anybody who's on the block.
Send a couple missiles to their Motel 6, to their frontage road.
Yeah, I mean, it's also to reach a level of mistrust. You know, when you do these negotiations, I suppose that you have to have a level of trust with the other person, with the other party. There has to be at least some basic line somewhere where you say, I'm going to sit at a table with you. We're going to have some coffee and some cookies. We're going to get a pack of Stella D'Oro. Bring him to the meeting. You have your tester try him. You grab a couple of cookies out. Give them to J.D. Vance. Let him chomp down on them.
J.D. Vance. That's a name that rings a bell. I can't quite place him. He's someone that I should know, but I can't quite say what J.D. Vance means to me.
Yeah, just feed him some of those cookies. Wait a half hour. If he doesn't keel over and drop dead, then you
all
can
the
start
better.
the negotiations. But that's basically what we have here. And Lindsey Graham and the brethren like him have been in full support of this war and full enablement of this war. There hasn't been a moment where they've said, stop a second, hang on. Let's stop, step back, take a look, and see if there's a
None of that.
way. No, because again, Lindsey Graham never met a war he didn't like. His turn on, his sexiness came from violence, from ripping people apart, ripping families apart, and ripping people apart that that just could be a piece of that part of you that says, is there another way? He wanted to rip that another way paper up. He wanted to step back from it. He never wanted to have that paper. He wanted to show what a big, badass, tough guy he was. And so you wind up with a guy who gets a journalist that I respect or did respect singing the praises of somebody who you have to look to find something to praise. You have to look hard. So I was thinking that we would get a doubleheader this weekend.
Mitch McConnell.
I was hoping that and again, I never like to say I hope for somebody to die. I just think that's bad karma. But these people are aiding and abetting the most tragic breakdown of our system of government that we have seen in our lifetime, certainly, and the lifetimes of many other people that keep their eye on this. There's not many people that look at these at Lindsey Graham and his ilk and say, well, yeah, these guys are just funning around.
Lindsey Graham and his ilk.
Crazy. Yes, his ilk. His rat pack. It's amazing. Really is, Michael. It's sad. It's sad what these people are and continue to minute by minute put this country through. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or in the middle or whatever you are.
Sooner or later, you got to fill your tank, and you got to thank Donald Trump for upsetting the economic balance of the international, upsetting the balance of the international financial scheme. It's been turned upside down. It's a wheelbarrow that's been dumped over. It is a unnecessary, incredible minus, a negative on the total dollar that each American must spend each day. It's all been changed because of Trump. It's totally his fault. He brought this about single-handedly. And the awful truth is that there's no recipe to get out of this.
The trough of insanity that we seem to be all drinking from right now is almost is 100 proof, man. It's just it's stuff that you would never think in your lifetime that you would see anything like this. That you would see not just a war. I think we all figured that at some point, someplace in time, that we're going to see wars. Wars are going to happen. People don't like each other in certain parts of the world, and it's going to erupt um, into wars, into disagreements, into bad blood along the way. I don't think you're ever going to have a time that's going to erase that from the face of the earth. I don't think. Because you're always going to have people like the Iranians and like us and like other torn societies to want to flex their chest, to bulge out their chest and flex their muscles and show that they're bigger and better than the other guy or woman. And so it goes that we will watch this stuff blow up from time to time and do our best to make sure it doesn't blow up into a worldwide conflict as we saw in the late 30s and early to middle 40s around the world.
I wonder when the Straits of Hormuz were first closed.
Well,
what did he have brought that about the first time?
Well, I don't know that they had ever closed. Well, I think they closed in 60. Was it 67? No, it wasn't 67. I think it was the Gulf War, if I remember. I read an article on this, actually. Funny you mentioned it. But I had read like an article about history in maybe the New York Times. And I don't think it was, because in 67, the Shah was still in charge in Iran. So they were one of our allies, staunchest allies. I believe we had bases there and we had planes ready to jump into action should it get out of hand.
Should his secret police not be able to handle it, we were there to help.
Right. If Savak, who was the Iranian secret police at the time, could handle it, we were certainly there to lend a hand. So I think that the first time we saw an action that closed the Strait of Hormuz was in the 90s.
Might have been during
the Gulf War. The what was it? Desert Storm, Desert Thunder, Desert Eradication, whatever they wanted to call it.
Desert Inn.
Yes, the Desert Inn, the DI. They would stop in and they would move some tables around. They'd get some new cards. Send everybody out for a tuna salad sandwich and a couple of lemonades. Come back in a year and we'll have everything all done. We'll have the place remodeled.
I don't mind a tuna salad sandwich. I think that they are efficacious. And I'll have one if they... You want to melt, by the way?
I would go for, and it was interesting the way they did it. But they took the sandwich, they put it on a piece of pita bread, they put the tuna salad, and they held the magnifying glass up to the Sammy, and the cheese melted, slipped it out. Next.
Bob's uncle.
Next, pickle and no pickle. Pickle and no pickle. That was it. That was the only choice you had. But they are... But besides that, the Strait of Hormuz was never brought to the Iranians' attention as a weapon until this current conflict that is going on now.
And now it's just closed more than it's open. Since this war began, I guess it's 4 months now.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
The Strait of Hormuz has been closed and has become a choke point and has become the most efficient element of the Iranian answer to the attacks that we in Israel put upon them.
Yeah, well,
They say, "All right, you got us. You're bombing Tehran. Nothing we can do about it, but we can close this thing here, and you can't get it open."
yeah, we figured out after all these years, we figured out that we have a weapon.
We had it all along. We just didn't know.
We just, we didn't want to start a conflict that was so huge that it would invoke one side or the other saying, this isn't going to work. It's going to hurt us more than it's going to hurt anybody else. We're gonna suffer immeasurably from the pain that we're going to inflict on people. It's going to be so painful that people won't. We'll make permanent enemies out of the rest of the world if we do this. But what the Iranians didn't have in their pocket at the time was the fact that Donald Trump would be president, and that we had somebody that was such a turnoff to people around the world that people say, well, I don't care if the United States likes me or don't like me because we can't depend on them anyway.
They're not reliable.
Not a reliable partner. Prior to this conflict, you could always depend on the United States to have some kind of solution or have the ability to make it so enticing for you as a country not to do something to piss us off.
A sensible, well thought out solution, an alternative to the way you're doing it now. Let's think about doing it this way. We'll help out. We'll start. I'll go first, and you follow along, and you'll see this is going to work out.
And so you just don't have it anymore. You don't have a band of people who say we'll stick with the United States because in the end, the benefit we get from that will be better than what the temporary gain that we'll get by sticking with the other country that wants to affect this pain, this suffering on the United States.
Yep.
And when you have that, you have a disbandment, an ability to walk away from what you now see as a limited benefit to your allying yourself. You no longer your allies with the United States is no longer the all-encompassing blanket of benefit that it was even 2 years ago.
Don't count on us. Do not count on us. We won't be there when you need us. We'll come up with some lame excuse. We'll talk about the money you didn't give to the UN or the NATO alliance. You're not cash poor. You're not paid up. Your dues are not in evidence. We'll come up with something. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Ask the guys in the Ukraine what it's like when push comes to shove. We won't be there.
We can do a smear campaign better than anybody.
We will not be there.
And you know who's really good at that? Lindsey Graham. He can smear with the best of them. Give him his little toy and stand him in front of Disneyland, and he can smear with the best of them.
Did you see any European football this weekend?
No, I did not. I gainfully stayed away from it, except for about 15 seconds of the Viking thing, which I enjoy immensely.
Yeah.
I know that the Red Sox went in and swept the Mets.
Yep. They were down 2-0 in the ninth inning and came back to beat the Mets in 10.
That has an oddly familiar ring to it.
The New York Metropolitans.
Yes, the New York Metropolitan Baseball Club. That then went on to be. No, you know what I did? I actually did something. I took a day off yesterday and went on a beautiful picnic up to Camano Island, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite places in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And it is that because every time I go up there, I wind up coming back with something.
What did you come back with this time?
That brings me immense joy. Do you know what? You know the feeling of immense joy, Michael?
I've heard about it.
Let me get this for you. Let me grab this because.
And we see the red Naugahyde booths of Wolfie's 23 in Miami Beach behind you. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what a beautiful place that was. But since I've been a little kid, I have wanted something along these lines. And when I walked into the Sylvana 5 and Dime thrift store yesterday,
I like the name.
I saw this sitting in a case. They'd taken it in not long ago. And simply and quickly came away with something that I then thought, I cannot leave this building without this.
An accordion, a squeeze box. Was that new or used or what?
This is a used 1920s Honor single row Melodia box in spectacular working order.
Very good. I had to play one of those in a play at the University of Miami. I had to play Love Makes the World Go Round from Carousel.
The Dion, the DEON version, and it was a hit in '67.
No, it's
love.
The Broadway version. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. And I had to play that. I had a revolving stage, and I would stand on it and play that song.
Well, I can tell you that I would like to. You don't have a video of that anywhere, do you?
Might have some still pictures.
I would love to see that. As we've talked about on the show before, I have a little family history with this. Not this, with the accordion. So anyway, this was my purchase at the thrift store yesterday.
Well done.
If nothing else, it is a spectacular thing to have. Let me strap that. It's a spectacular thing to have in your living room, just sitting on a little display table or something.
Nothing else will do. When you need an accordion or a melodeon, whatever it's called. What did you say?
This is is it Mellotron or Mel? Anyway, it. So I took it to the beach where I was originally headed to have a barbecue meal and watch the sunset, and stood out and played music. With my new toy, which is not really a toy, which is actually worth looking it up last night on eBay and similar places you look that kind of stuff up on. Found out there was worth probably about 8 times what I paid for it.
Excellent.
So not only did I get a good, but this isn't about financial.
This is an
it's
emotional.
Not going to be sold, at least not for a while. And
how long does it take to get back from Camino Island?
I think it took about 35 minutes last night. I love it up there. It's a beautiful place. If I found a house share or some place to share with somebody, I'd move up there. It's a beautiful spot. It right across from Whidbey Island. I can see Gasman's house from the shores of Camino, where I tend to go, which is Camino Island State Park. And and as I was sitting there playing my melodia, I don't know if I'd call it playing it, but making noise with it, and banging out a tune, a little bit of a tune, not one, but 2 bald eagles flew in.
Check you out.
Stopped on the tree across the street, across the drive, the beach drive there, and tucked their wings under.
Got comfortable.
Stuck around for, I don't know, an hour, allowing me to take some beautiful pictures of them. And having the unique experience of the Eagles attending my first concert as the sun went down. And it was quite an experience. All for a small amount of money that I paid for this, and I bought a couple of other items in the thrift store. It really is one of the best thrift stores around. If you're into that kind of thing, of looking at old stuff and buying old stuff, there was quite an amount. They must have got a shipment in of old stuff, because they
got a whole shipment of new old stuff.
Yes. One of my favorite thrift stores that I've ever been to was a place that was in Petaluma, California.
Chickaluma.
Named Dead People Stuff. Just thought it was a fantastic name. I still have the T-shirt from the store. And when I do my my second concert with the Melodia, I will wear the Dead People Stuff T-shirt. Of course, it's with everything else I own in Pittsburgh, which will be coming back in August.
Okay, you got a plan.
But this 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 instrument has brought me, over the past year or two, I've encountered some really neat instruments. I'm not an instrument guy. I don't really play, and I can't sit there and tell you I play something except the bongos, which I think everybody that watched Dobie Gillis in the '60s
Understands.
played. Who was not a Maynard G. Krebs fan? And starting not long after I got back to Seattle, when I walked into Goodwill and found this.
Tambourine. Tambourine is a great instrument.
Yeah, with the little thing that you can, this little ball cock thing that you could put onto a drum kit or something.
Hi-hat.
And get a little fun out of it. So I now have the squeeze box, a mandolin, an actual real mandolin, an actual real beautiful tambourine, and a little play guitar, which I've actually become quite fond of. I'll grab it real quick for you. I think I may have shown you this when I first got it, but being is it's so the end result, Michael.
Yes, you've got a rhythm section. You got
and it says home on the range. On this little, probably what was a
size of a ukulele, but it's a 6-string guitar.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I also do have an ukulele in my stuff, an actual real ukulele, because I bought it so Erin would have something to play when she came to visit me many years ago. And so when she would come, I would grab a drum pad that I had, and she'd grab the ukulele, and we would play. But the funny thing is it's kind of replaced. If you walk, I live in a bachelor pad. If you walked into my house, you saw, I got a sign of an autographed picture of Joe Namath over here, and a Norman Rockwell of the umpires with the rain over there, and some pendants over there, and different stuff. And slowly over the past few years, it has been replaced by music stuff. And we met under musical circumstances. I've always been a big music fan, but it just seems that in these years of my life that don't center so much about who wins and who loses, but how you play the game.
Other things come into play, other elements.
Yeah, it just feels
your life.
Yeah, it's just felt more comfortable to have these musical instruments around me. Even though, like I say, I don't play. I have friends that play. If they come over and they want to pick it up and play it, they're more than encouraged to. And there's a certain beauty in that. I always, when I lived back in New York before, I was still, into sports, but not as much as I got into when we were doing sports every day as just a matter of course. There just always seemed to be a comfortable feeling about having musical instruments around the house, and friends would come over and we'd, light it up and eventually somebody pick up a guitar or whatever was handy. I have a box with cowbell and sticks and what's the Cuban thing that I love so much? I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. As a matter of fact, it was even very cool when I was in Cuba. This band that was playing at this hotel let me sit in with them and play the box. I forget what they call that.
Cabron.
Yeah, Caron or something, and let me sit in, and and underscore that deep bass sound of that beautiful box that holds up the bottom half of the bottom part of the band.
Right.
And it just brings me I don't know, just in these times where it's something to find joy, because so much joy has been taken out of things like sports because it's become too much of if you don't win you suck mentality. Nobody looks at you if you hit a wrong note when you're playing music, unless you're playing at a some kind of level. But for the most part, people enjoy it. There's an enjoy. There's something that comes from your chest, from your heart, when you're doing this.
That's the source of it, definitely.
Yeah, and so I just, when I have a little bit of money around, I invest in my heart.
Well, the squeeze box you got is beautiful.
Thank you. I truly believe that I was meant to have this thing, that I was led to it by some kind of higher power, some kind of force, some kind of whatever it is that runs the universe that says you should have this. You've earned it.
Trying to balance out the forces that are at play.
Yeah, and then it was just it was a really nice feeling for it to happen yesterday, and a day that was just not the greatest feeling. I don't know. It was a lot of fun to have it. I feel very happy that this little squeeze box found its home here.
And the Eagles liked
it. The next time I go to a Bruce Springsteen concert, show, or appearance, I'm going to take it with me. And who knows? Maybe I'll get asked by Bruce to come up on stage and
fill in the gaps.
Just stand there and look like you're playing it. What did you out of the did you watch the football with a U?
I watched England defeat Norway.
So is the Viking cheer now gone, or at least have the footballers?
No, they're not bad sports. They had a wonderful visit. They represented their country admirably. Everybody loved the Norwegian team and the Norwegian fans, and it was a success, although they did lose to England. England hasn't won in 60 years, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I knew. I read that it had been a while since they had, with all the insanity of England's footballers.
Yeah.
On this level.
They're a crazy bunch.
Yeah, they've basically gone to the Italians and the Eastern Europeans and
Argentina,
so on with their group. So, well, good. I mean, I'm glad that it's nice to have England in there. I still don't think I'll probably watch when it's the final game.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't. Maybe.
Maybe we'll just let that one by.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's one of those things where if I see it and there's nothing else going on, I won't feel bad if I miss it, but I won't feel bad if I see it.
But we'll meet again on Wednesday, and by then maybe our feelings about this will have changed.
Well, yeah, we'll also have the All-Star game to talk about. That's going to happen on Tuesday night.
Baseball.
Baseball All-Star game. Can you name 10 All-Stars?
I'm
embarrassed to probably say I couldn't.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's sad, but I think that's part of the changing dynamic is that there are other things to read besides sports. But and you know me, I'm a big All-Star game fan. I mean, I always thought that this was a great time of year. Never been a home run derby. I don't think I'll watch the home run derby.
Things have certainly changed for Cal Raleigh since last year, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, it's guys swing out of their ankles. They swing differently. And
consequently you get different results.
Yeah, and many, I still think that the All-Star game screwed up Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing for weeks after the game.
Trying to get that home run.
Because he wanted to get those home runs. He wanted to hit those towering, fly ball home runs that, Bonds, I think it happened to too. He wanted to hit those home runs that would tower out of whatever ballpark that they were playing in. So they paid a price for that.
It does alter your swing when you're trying to hit a big arc.
Well, yeah, because you're trying to uppercut the swing, and you're not trying to just get it over the fence. You want to hit that
440 feet.
Yeah, that ball is just going to impress everybody. And when you can't do that, and the crowd doesn't applaud for you, you feel like you sold them short, like they paid to come and see something that they're not getting.
Just a home run.
Especially since they made it like this. I don't know. They used to have this cute little thing called Home Run Derby that they would play in the off season, and guys would go out to Wrigley Field in Los Angeles and hit the ball 250 feet down the line, and everybody go away with a new car or something. And they since turned it into this competition where you win $1 million and this and that, and it also helped bring on steroids and just the whole mess that baseball got itself into.
Wasn't a sunny day in LA where Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays go at it casually. Up there is the drill again.
Yeah, they're building a new ballpark for Los Angeles.
It's possible that that's what they're doing. We're gonna have 3 teams, not 2.
Oh man. Well, so we'll tune into that. Keep an eye on that, and it'll be interesting, as we said, to see who replaces Lindsey Graham. Mitch McConnell, as far as I've been looking here, surprised nobody's put up a Mitch McConnell watch page. But I don't see anything that says anything about Mitch McConnell checking out. Saying goodbye, cruel world. So, anyway, so that's it. Today's a big laundry day. So we got that going on.
Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll join you there.
Yeah, I'll meet you in the laundry room. So we will, we'll hook up on Wednesday morning at 10:10 or thereabouts, and get your stuff done, and then we'll be close to a world
review the gritty affairs of the day.
champion. And we'll know who the new senator is, and maybe Mitch McConnell will leave us, and maybe he won't. Can't. You should never rely on death as a.
What was that movie called Death Takes a Holiday? Remember that?
It never does.
No.
Because if you remember when you were a kid, much like they don't do it anymore, but remember how the announcer would come on all the newscasts and say, the death toll this Memorial Day weekend is 432 deaths across America. Come on, you're not trying hard enough.
Let's go. Let's get to 500. Help me get to 500.
Yes, would say, no, we have to have 500.
And we will get them before we turn off, before we sign off.
Yes, we're hoping. I had a little telethon in a basement in Omaha with Dennis James and people standing at desks.
And Dick
Contino with his squeeze box. Yeah, I hope Uncle Dick or Cousin Dick looks down from heaven and sees me playing the squeeze box. That'd be an extra added little treat. All right. I will catch you on Wednesday if the Lord's willing, the creek don't rise. And I'm glad everything is okay with you. And if you see somebody on the street with a tin cup or an overturned hat playing a squeeze box, drop a little something in that cup for him.
Say yo, Vinnie, and give him my best.
Say yo, Vinnie, keep walking, drop some cash. And on that note, Michael, peace, love, Manischewitz, baby.
It's a sweet wine, but what a wine.
See you Wednesday, Michael. Thank you all for listening, too. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch up with you on Wednesday. Go National. Well, yeah. Am I rooting for the National?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah. So root for the National League. What the heck?
I will too. See you, Ben.
See you, Mikey. Take care. Thank you all for listening, too. And we'll catch up with you. Bye-bye now.